Is it good? Countdown. 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, so this is NightSky. It's an indie platformer from Niflus. It came out in like 2011 or something, I think. I'm playing the HD remake though from the Steam. It got an update a week ago, but I will be playing the old one. It's gonna crash later on, but it's fine. It's a pretty much straightforward game. You do ball, you control. You just move left and right to turn the spin around. And it's all about just keeping your momentum. You also get a few power-ups like this white glow here. Oops. This white glow here, it's the speed up. And you get the purple glow, that's the reverse gravity power later, and also a red glow, that's the brake one. And that's a secret exit. I'll be getting a few of those. I need them for a stage later in the game. And these keys here, or halos, they just remove the door or blocks, whatever you want to call them. And you can skip a few of them, but not all of them. Here's another secret exit. There are 12 of them in total, and I need them in slightly nonsense. I'll be running alternative mode. It's the hard mode of the game. It's pretty hard compared to normal mode, but with a lot of practice you can get a decent time and be somewhat consistent. Flippers can be a pain though, but there's not too many of them, at least not in the beginning level. Good speed, kinda got lucky. Here's the slow down or brake ability. On next screen here there's some pyramid shape. I have a setup to get over them. If you get stuck in between all of them it can waste a lot of time. It's never a good time. You'll see me trying to reverse my spin in midair every time I hit a ceiling or wall. But just to maintain momentum all over. Here's reverse gravity power. It affects all objects in the game too, and all screens are loaded at the same time. I'm just pushing the car here in the beginning just to get a little extra speed on it. Riding it at the beginning is a little slow, as long as I time it correctly. You barely can't make that key with a normal jump. This is a force brake level. You can't really control the abilities in all levels. It kinda comes and goes, it's part of the puzzle. And here even if I'm pressing other buttons, I get nothing. And that's the first level of the game. This is skimming. It has a little different feel to it. Every level is kind of a unique thing. Here we'll see a lot of boxes and blocks hanging from the ceiling, and it's a pretty slow one. You don't get boost and a lot of abilities. You only see a few more annoying skips later in the game. Luckily, if I'm lucky, I can get under that block in one go. With reverse spin, if I timed it correctly, I would push the boulder and get under it in one cycle. Normally you're supposed to push that block, but there's a secret exit under here, and I can, by using brake and mashing my direction under, I will actually get under the flipper. Nice. This is a big skip. It's one of the trickier ones. Close call. I'm actually fucked there. If I have a backup player, if I can get it, get it. I would like to get over in one go, but second try isn't too bad. Here's another secret exit. I could go and skip this using that platform, but it's extremely risky and rare to get, so keeping it kind of safe. You can skip this car too by doing something you call a ledge climb later, but it's not faster, you just keep more momentum by using the car as a vehicle. Just solid S turns and you can skip that car. Here's more reverse gravity power. As you can see, the blocks are also moving with me. And that affects the hammer at the end, third screen. I want it to be on the right side so I can just go immediately down in the hole. It's a small time server. And here's the first vehicle that I'm actually controlling. All the vehicles have horrible controls. Can I save? Yeah, I can't save that one. In alternative, they are just way too sensitive. And you just only rely on experience to get past them. And here's with reverse gravity on top of it. Like in normal mode they are fine, but in alternative they get kind of stuck in this environment where the controls are what's tricky and not the stages, and it can be a pain sometimes. There I did something I call a preload. I did a mid-screen preload to get in the hole immediately. In this game you kind of control the ball during loading and fade-outs, so even during the previous screen you kind of can affect how the ball is moving on the next screen. It's not apparent in all stages, but when you have something precise to work with like blocks or vehicles, it's pretty... you need some precise preloads. Snagging another secret exit. I don't have the breakability here, so it's just about balancing on this gondola-like thingy. Not part of the plan. You can skip this one, but it's very risky to actually get over without them. Here's a nice little skip. Normally I would have to go around twice, but you can bounce off and just skip the entire puzzle. The same thing here. I will carry with me that little ball there, if I can get out. Normally I would have to go over all these objects and carry that ball, the big wheel, into that pit here, but you can skip it with a precise jump. There we go. Some puzzle action. You actually have quite some time to have to wait on the first screen anyway, but it's nice to just do it quickly. It looks better. Another forced break level. There is something in the game we call the ability glitch, where you, even if you have an ability active, you will be running at normal speed. On this screen it would be a very good thing to happen, but it's pretty rare. You can do some fancy like windmill action here, but it doesn't save any time. You will end up on this same cycle here, so just keeping it nice and clean and just make sure I get it. There's a lot of windmills in old ruins, so get used to them. I will most likely get stuck on the third windmill here. Yeah. Okay, this is overkill. Thank you. Okay, we're fine. It's a little late cycle, but it's good enough. Here's a meaningless cycle. One of the runners, he came up with this awesome strat that lets you complete the level a quarter cycle earlier than normal. It's the best. So a little thing about runners of the game. The alternative mode that I'm playing now was first done by CFG. He basically put down the groundwork for the entire game, the way we run it and found a good amount of the skips we do too. And then myself and Alpha Particle picked it up like a year later or so. And we just continued to build on what he's done, and now we're left with a pretty awesome speed game in my opinion. Hopefully I can show most of them. I'll be going for everything, so we'll see. There we go. So a huge shout out to Alpha Particle and CFG for helping me get this game as slow as it is now. Dang. This is a mix of my own and CFG strats. I'm kind of messing it up a little bit now, but yeah, I'm just gonna do the normal way. I wanted to do a immediate jump up here and just get a really early cycle. It looks really good when you get it. So factory is probably the hardest level in the game to do correctly, at least. There's a lot of flippers and difficult tricks. And this screen's just very slow. You can do it with one block, but it's very difficult to do the exact same flipper shots every single time and get a good timing for it. So I'm just keeping it a little bit safe. Another early cycle. Okay, we're slowing down. Okay, there we go. Everybody's favorite level, pinball. I want to have a good speed here, so this key shot is a little bit less tight. But I got it anyway, so that's good. Please. Okay, that's fine. I'm gonna get stuck in the gear though. Oh, I got lucky. So yeah, again, I will do a preload. I can get 2 amount of bounce backs. I got the small one, that's the safe one. It's a little bit slower than the big one. Never mind, I'm probably screwed. I'm gonna go for it anyway. I should probably reset the level. No, I'm fine. These last 3 blocks here can easily get stuck on top of each other and block the gap, so taking it a little bit slow there. Fun little spinner, grabbing the key and exiting out. Just trying to maneuver my way down again. There's a lot of ways to do this screen, but I find this one to be the most consistent one. I wanted to do a skip the last 2 platforms there, but didn't get it. So coming up after this screen, there's something called 1 ball. Normally I would need 4 balls, but with the precise flipper shot and ball release timing, I can get past by 1. It's a double imperfect trick, so might take a few attempts. But I have a pretty good visual cue for it, so we'll see. Just a little bit off every time. There we go. Gonna grab another secret exit here. I didn't trust myself to go for that early cycle, so I'm gonna take it slow. Normally on the first screen there you're supposed to get all the balls down in the pit and just balance over, but that's a little bit slow. So we're just doing the 1 ball balance. I'm so happy we have this setup for the secret exits. That can be a pain to get casually. This screen is pretty straightforward. On this screen I can do a pretty precise jump on the second screen here. I'm gonna give it one attempt. Sweet. I have to brake a little bit and just so I don't get interfered with the pendulum going back and forth. So it's a pretty tight window to actually get it, and you have to have a really precise speed to not overshoot or undershoot the jump. So Random Caverns is probably one of my favorite levels. You get speed all over the place. It's just a fast-paced fiesta. I'm gonna do a ledge climb here. Normally when you speed into a wall you will get like a knockback, but if you tap back during the frame you're leaving it, you will do a straight jump instead. And then you can tap the direction forward again and just inch your way forward and actually get over the ledge. We call that the ledge climb. And that skips balancing on the balls, so it's not too bad. I'm gonna go for an early Ola cycle here. It's pretty tight, but I really want to get it in. If I get over this entirety, I had a decent chance that I'm gonna wait way more. It's a pretty precise trick, but you can get the cycle and cycle here 2 cycles earlier than what I'm doing right now. It looks really cool when you get it. So there's a small chance the game is gonna crash after this level. Hopefully it doesn't. It normally only happens when you're going really fast, so we dodged a bullet there. It will crash later on though in Giant Leaf. I can't do anything about that one. Going the outer way. Just for cool pumps, it doesn't save any time, it doesn't speed up the vehicle or anything. But I'm so used to it now, so and there's not really much else going on the screen, so and it's pretty safe even though it looks stupid. So here we can only control gravity. I can't go left or right, so I have to abuse the terrain to the best of my ability to try and move as quickly as possible. There's also some objects on the last screen, so I'm going to be holding gravity a little bit extra there, just to have a good position on them on the last screen if I've done everything correctly. Nice. Grabbing another secret exit right here. And then we're gonna raise a boulder. Normally you're supposed to stop it right here, but that's slow. So we're gonna try and raise it. It's gonna be really tight, I might lose. Yeah. Give it one more go. If not, then I'm just gonna keep it safe. Need clean movement all around. They should be good. There we go. Everybody's favorite gainer. Almost went for it. You can skip all 3 in one go, but it's sketchy. Just some basic maneuvering. I should be fine here on a rock cycle. Yeah. And then gravity let do its work here, and I can spin it around. And we're in the void. The void is really pretty. It's a little bit more color, we can see some stars and have a good time. It also has one of the coolest tricks in the game. Nice. That's a pretty precise one. It just skips the platform, but it's worth it. As long as you get it first try. The tilting room. So the main challenge in this room is just you don't have the brake ability, so staying in control over the stars is quite tricky. Especially right here, it's very easy to just lose track and fly off. Sadly we can't skip this first balloon here, but I'm gonna skip the next two, hopefully. Nope. I got a bad bounce. That's all my fault. This game has no RNG, so every time I do a small mess up, it's all my fault. There we go. And the last one is free, so it's not a big deal. This vehicle is extremely tricky to control well. It's just very slow and drops down very quickly. I have to crash in here to just save myself. Had a little bit too much of a speed. If I tried to turn around, I would just drop down and I do start over. Next screen here is a really long puzzle, but it has a pretty easy solution. Nice key skip. And the last part is just hitting the star at the right time and you will get a nice bounce right over everything. This airplane can be a pain, but I have backups if the beginning strat don't work out. Yeah, I have to do... That should be fine. Normally it will go down with 2 blocks, but sometimes it doesn't. It depends on the power the blocks land on. I want to get over that tip, but it's fine. This is another forced brake level, so it's not gonna be fast no matter what I do. Here's some balancing. And all the cycles are the same every time, so as long as you do the same screen, the screen the same every time, you will always make it. So some screens like that may look a little bit sketchy, but they're very safe to do. So this is the level with by far the most vehicles. It has vehicles all over the place. That can be a scary thing. Okay. Sadly you can't skip this puzzle. You could do it in normal mode, but it's just not enough room to just do a clean drop down right here. So I have to wait for that boulder. That should be good speed. It's always a little bit sketchy just flying through here. On next screen I will try and wiggle in a trench kinda and just skip the entire puzzle. I will keep kinda like force momentum on the ball. There we go. And it just skips the entire puzzle solving. You have another easier way to do it, but that one is way faster than any of the other alternatives. Hey, a vehicle with 4 wheels. It's the best one. So easy to control. Okay, we're good. This puzzle will give me problems all day. Got it first try there though. It skips 2 puzzle pieces, so it's always nice to get. Uh-oh. Doing the backup there is always scary. You do it so seldom, so... Perfect example of oversensitive vehicle controls. I'm just gonna start over. Like I'm not even touching the keyboard and it just flies. There we go. I'm just carefully tapping the direction because if you just hold it, the car will just flip over. The power of the phone car. There we go. So normally I would need all the 3 puzzle pieces here, but I can do it with only the top and the bottom parts. As long as I line it up correctly. Should be good. It's not good. There we go. And I can just barely make the plank flip over. This is the best track in the game. Music. Really calming. It fits the game very well. Too late. You can skip the second one by doing a cool jump on the first one, but I'm not gonna go for it. It's something you get like 1 in 50 attempts. It's very precise and tricky. This is one of 4 vehicle slot stages in a row. Probably one of the slowest parts of the game. Good. Got that first try. I need that ball to just make the bridge here. Good. That early cycle is pretty tricky. It's always scary. That's not gonna make it. There we go. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep it safe. Do the old strat. So this first vehicle here is actually 2 different type of jumps. I'm gonna do this small jump here with the S key, and then A would be a bigger jump, and I can clear everything in 2 jumps. It took me a while before I realized that. Yeah, I'm not going for the skip here. I would like to skip this top part here by doing a precise jump off the the middle part, but it's sketchy. So this is the first out of bounds that I'm going for, and the game is crashing. But luckily the game autosaves, so I can just open up NightSky again and just continue from the next screen. It's a crash that happens every single time, so it's not too bad. So there's a tower skip. I can do a ledge climb and it just skips everything. Normally would have to knock over the tower by doing a few good runs at it. This vehicle is my favorite one. It's just the best. It was nice to me this time though, but it's that very first jump on that screen is extremely scary to do on a good run. You have so little control over it and it feels like it wants to flip over every single time. Dang. I tried to do a gap jump there, but I didn't realize I didn't get it soon enough. Doing some backups. So here's one of the oldest tricks in the category. Normally you would see that small ball in the beginning there. I would have to carry it on with me for a long time. But with it, that flipper shot or slingshot kind of thingy, just flinging it around that bridge, I can skip carrying that small ball over the stage. It's a CFG strat, so thank you for that one. There's a hidden block on the third screen, so I need to get this key to keep over, else it would have just blocked me off right there. Normally you would skip this kind of other scroller platforming thingy, but you can't do it in an alternative mode, since I have to get up here. There's a backup for it. It's precise. Okay, got it. Second try. That's good. There's the second to last secret exit. Okay, good. So there's a north-north. We get some ice physics and some more vehicles. Good stuff. It also has two out of bounds that we'll be going for. Both of them are pretty tricky, so we'll see what we get. Okay, we got the first little skip. I'll do the second part here very safely, so shouldn't mess it up. And here's the last secret exit. I want to recoil off the ball at a very specific time to just skip going over it and just go straight in the exit. It's one of the most recent skips in the game. So this kind of see-through sparkling ground is the ice. You can see me just spin all over the place. And the black one here is solid, so here I have good control. And if I'm fast enough, I can get on the spinner just a half cycle later. Okay, good. And normally you would have to do 2 pushes of the blocks, but with some cool tricks you can actually split them up, and so I will slow down the first one and then speed up the second one, and which just leave enough room for this bridge to collapse. Good enough. Sadly there's a key on this stage, or else I would be able to skip this block like in normal mode. By pushing it all the way and just jumping on it on the hill here. But you can't do it because of the key. Some more sledding. And here's the second out of bounds I can go for. We'll see if I can get it. It doesn't save too much time, so if I don't get the speed, I will just not go for it at all. Yeah, that's not good enough. I don't trust that speed, so I'm just gonna go the normal way. But you can get a little bit higher up and just fly over the stage entirely. It saves like a second. So luckily this vehicle kind of jumps when you use the catapult, so as long as you can get the front wheel over, you can just shoot yourself over and skip having to go back and carrying on the big boulder thingy to fill the hole. It's a nice little skip. Same here. Normally I would have to need like 5 balls, but if I lower it when the first one is barely under, not like that, I can do it with only one. There we go. So here's the third out of bounds. It's very precise. I don't get it often, but I have a somewhat useful setup, so I have a shot at it. Didn't get it. You have to, without losing speed, just get the perfect angle and just fly off. It's a really cool strat if you can actually get it. So here's where the normal ending would actually be. There used to be a cutscene right here, but it isn't anymore. So this is the bonus level, slightly nonsense. And this is where I need all my stars to complete the game. I would need it anyway because I'm doing 100%, but if I just want to run through the game, I would have to get all of them. Everybody's favorite cannon. And some mini golfing. Here's some more reverse gravity power, where I'm only controlling the gravity. Okay, that was scary. Skipping the second platform, trampoline. Okay, good. That last jump there is something I've been messing up in the past, so nice to actually get it first try. And this is probably my favorite skip in the game. I will land on this spinner here and try to speed it up a little bit, as you can see here. I'll give it another go. I will try and speed it up so I can do a big U-turn off it. That skips having to slow it down and make it spin the other way around. It's a pretty big one. And this screen is just unique that you start actually on the third screen instead of on the first or second like most other screens. And the first or second screen is just all empty, there's nothing on them at all. So it's just a one screen level, the only one in the game. And the platforms in Slightly Nonsense are a little bit more bouncy, as you can see. I'm just not rolling as cleanly on the ground as the previous levels. It's part of the challenge. Okay, good. That skip is always kind of scary, you just have to man up and just go for it. I will hit this piece mid-air just to give it a little push, so I don't have to push it down slowly after. It's a small thing, but it makes all the difference. And this screen is just completely broken even by casuals. You just do one, that's it. You skip the key, you skip a really long puzzle. I don't think, at least none of the runners that I know of actually have never done that screen the intentional way. So it's a cool one. This is the last screen I can actually die on, and then there's just beating the credits since it's playable, and then that's it. So the credits is just all technical. You have only one screen with excellent ability. So it's just trying to keep your turns as cleanly as possible and not landing on any slopes. And you get some cool indie music. You only get this one if you beat alternative mode 100%. You don't get it if you do it create intentionally or in the beginning, or if you beat it normal mode. It's just alternative 100%. It's a very indie thing to do. So I have some set movement patterns I do that, so I never lose speed, mostly. Here I'll do more speed pumping, just pressing the direction so I will jump a little bit further. Here's the speed boost level. And time will be at the end of the screen and it's turning to black, so time.